My name's Craig Kenny and I teach A-level physics at Lewes. This is the physics lab that you're looking at now. Okay, we do a lot of experiments. There are 16 core practicals. I like to build in lots of experiments into learning physics. And some of the things that we do, might surprise you. So, for instance, I could throw this ball up in the air and all I have to do is, with a stopwatch, I can tell you how high it went and how fast it was going. I can show you how we can measure the distances between atoms, which is sort of, a 10 billionth of a meter, using a ruler. Okay, so we can measure that using a ruler. We do need a bit of kit like this. This is called an Electron Tube, but it is possible, yes. This is actually a simple form of particle accelerator. So it's not wired up at the moment, but if I connect a high voltage across here, I can accelerate a beam of electrons in the tube. These are called Helmholtz coils and they generate a large magnetic field, and I can deflect that beam of particles in the tube. So this is what we used to call a cathode ray tube. It's the principle on which old TV sets were designed, where you would have magnetic coils manipulating beams of electrons which appear on that screen. I use it for something called electron diffraction, which we can use to measure the spacing between atoms in a crystal of graphite. Entry requirements: you need 2 6s in science. One of them should be physics if you're doing triple science, or a 6 6 in double science. And I would say ideally a 6 in maths. Those are the entry requirements. You just basically need, I'd recommend the textbook for you to buy, and there is a course textbook, and I would say you need a scientific calculator, your own scientific calculator. You need to get to know it, because in an exam it is your best friend. Okay, you're assessed at the end of 2 years with 3 exam papers. 2 are 1 3/4 hours, 1 is 2.5 hours. There is also an assessment of core practicals, which does not count towards your final mark, but gives you a separate skills qualification. The large amount of experimental work that we do, the fact that you get to use your hands, but you get to use your brain at the same time. So, there's an awful lot of it's an analytical side to physics, and if you enjoy solving problems and using your brain, you're in the right place if you like a bit of a challenge. The maths, further maths, computer science, biology, chemistry are all excellent choices. I think the nice thing about college compared to school is that you're not standing on ceremony. The classes aren't full of people messing around and wasting time. Everyone's here to learn, but we're quite informal and friendly, and we look after you. We do work experience at the college at the end of the first year. For physics students, I would recommend looking at places like engineering companies, for instance. But lots of different companies employ physicists. I don't have a trip organised at the moment because of COVID, but I would like to get an observatory trip to Hurstmonceux organised when that's possible. I was a science journalist for about 15 years before I went into teaching, and I've taught various secondary schools, colleges, FE colleges. You will have 3 1.5-hour lessons every week. You will be expected to do at least 4 hours for every subject out of class. That was homework, and that is study that you direct yourself. You should be reading up on things, reading up your notes, going through textbooks, going through other resources, practicing exam questions. You do not do well at A-level if you just turn up in class. Particularly physics A-level, it's a challenging A-level.